absolute best. Today, in honor of this reading wrap up, I'm wearing some butterflies. I don't know if you can hear them. Today is going to be my May reading wrap up. All the books that I read in May. January, February, March, April, May. And yes, May was a good month, a good reading month. You can see there is a slight pattern at the beginning of my ratings. I give 4 books the exact same rating. So, and yes, also, I do custom videos. Custom. So if you want a requested video from yourself to me, email me. My email is always in the description box. But yes, I hope you guys enjoy this reading wrap up. I'm very excited to tell you every single book I've read. Let me get out my bullet journal that contains the books I've read, their ratings, the movies and TV shows I've read or watched too. So, in May, I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 books. It is currently Wednesday. The 1st of June is on Sunday, I think. So I'm filming this very early, and there's 2 books in 13 books that I haven't finished yet, but I know I will finish before the 1st of June. One is a graphic novel, I'll show you it anyways, and one is an audiobook that I have 2 hours left on. So I'm gonna finish that properly on Friday at work. So just wanted to let you know what was happening. So let us get on with the reading wrap up. The first book I read in May was a thriller. This book was a very interesting read. Lisa Joe. This is very much like family secrets, affairs. There's affairs in this. There's cheating. There is like watching. It's like stalker vibes, but not stalker. It's one kid. I think he's 15 or something. There's something wrong with him, I think. There's definitely something mentally wrong with him. He just watches people from his house. And there's obsession in this book. There's one female that moves into this town where there's all the problems, and she has a partner, but she becomes obsessed with this man who lives on her street. He's married with the kid that's stalking, looking at people. There's also a bit of like alluding to child grooming, and there's like that vibe when you're reading it. You're like, ugh. Here it is. Who died? Someone died. I can't remember who again. Oh yes. was so effing good. I did not see it coming whatsoever, and it was so good. The initial like big plot twist I liked, but I didn't love. I was trying to like connect the dots in my head, which I don't like doing. I wish I could stop myself from trying to figure out who the killer is. But yes, the ending was really good, and I recommend this book. Did I say the rating for this? I gave it 3.75. So yeah, there's like a lot of hidden connections that you don't know about until it's revealed, or like this ties into that, that ties into that. There's a big secret, and yeah, and also I was actually really happy about the murder. After everything was revealed, I was like, yes. So we started off on a good note in May. Right. The next book is Funny Story by Emily Henry. I give this book 3.75 stars. Once again. So, yes, Emily Henry. I've read a lot of her books now, and I do enjoy them. Do I love them? No. Am I one of the Emily Henry stans? No. But they're fun. They're enjoyable. Her writing is very intentional. It's very good. It's good. I like it. This is another classic contemporary romance. So the main character, Daphne, is in a picturesque relationship with her. Were they engaged? Relationship with Peter. They were possibly engaged. I don't know. And Peter has this girl best friend. And one day, Peter calls off the wedding, I think. Because he's like, my girl best friend is the one for me. Daphne was gobsmacked. She was like, you absolute F face. But their relationship was like picture perfect. They did exercising together. They did everything like healthy, good together. So Daphne is now without a partner anymore, and now Peter is with the best friend. Immediately they're together, and Daphne's like, what? She basically has to move in with, her name's Petra, I think, Petra's ex, and Petra is Peter's, girlfriend or best friend that turned into girlfriend. So the ex of Petra is Miles. So Daphne moves in with Miles because she doesn't have a place to live, and they're both going through the same thing really. They both got dumped for their partner, for the other person. moved in together, there became a thing where they had to be like in a fake relationship. And yeah, it was good. It was interesting. It was fun. It was a fun time. Is it memorable? Not really. I'm gonna talk about her later, but there's another author, a romance author, that I like more than Emily Henry. So, solid book though. Solid. Right. The next book I read was a graphic novel. It is the end of a series. Yes, score for me. This is volume 4 and the final volume that I know of, because I think this was released last year. Yeah, it was released in 2024. So I don't know if there's more books. Hopefully there isn't, because I want to finish this series. This is The Sad Ghost Club by Lizzie Meddings. So it is a graphic novel where the main character is, dressed as ghosts, and I give this book a 3.75. Yeah, this was good. I enjoyed it. It's very wholesome, cute, but nothing significant. basically, change is a choice that you have to intentionally make every day. You have to intentionally choose to, I don't know, go outside for a walk instead of doom scrolling. You have to intentionally do something that you know is good for you, even though you don't want to. I want to sit in bed, I want to rot, but will that make me feel good? No, it won't. I'll feel terrible. So, random life talk there. Yes, 3.75. It was good. It was, actually. I remember reading this. The main character's relationship is a bit toxic, but nothing will ever compare to Magnolia Park's on the toxicity level. So I feel like now whenever I read like a toxic relationship, I'm like, no, this is actually okay. Magnolian Parks though, Magnolian BJ, sorry, they're toxic. So yeah. So the main character Genevieve comes back to her hometown because her mother passed away. Her mother passed away, and she has a big family, like her dad and her brothers. Her mother was not really a key role figure, good figure in her life, and she doesn't really mind that her mom died. She just didn't want to come back to this town because she left this town because she becomes a different person. The relationship she had with Evan, that's it, was very much a let's go drinking, let's do drugs, let's do all these bad things. And so they were really bad together because they enabled each other to do not great things, not really to, progress in life. So she left her town to, progress in life. But she had to come back, and she bumps into Evan. So they were previously together, they broke up, she left, she's back. He wants to get back with her, but she wants to, see herself in this town in a new light. She doesn't want to go back to how she was. She wants to, do adult things, get a job, be responsible. So I did enjoy this. It was quick, it was fun, and yeah, it was good. Nothing remarkable, but yes, I recommend. Do I? Yeah, read it. Was it spicy? I think it was spicy. But yeah, that was the next one I read. And then the next one after that, my foot is dead. I listened to an audiobook. And guys, this was the first book in a while that I have loved. I think it's because the narrator of a book, if it's a good narrator and I vibe with their voice, I love the book and I appreciate the book so much more. So I listened to Project Hail Mary by Andy Ware, I think that's the name of it. He's the guy who wrote the book for The Martian, which I also listened to. But there's differing reviews because there was differing narrators for those two books, which I was very sad about. But Project Hail Mary, it is a sci-fi dystopian book. The main character we cut from like past and present. So he wakes up in the spaceship and he's like, where am I? What's happening? Why am I hooked up to these wires? Why is there a robot next to me feeding me food? This book was very funny. I do have to say, it was very humorous. And the narrator made it so much better. So the main character has like amnesia. And he's slowly getting his memory back. And he figured out that, you know, he was sent up to space to get to figure out what is happening. Because Earth, she's dying. She's dying. The sun is getting too strong. No, the sun is leaving. I think that's what it is. So the sun is decreasing in its power, and Earth in like 20, 30, 40, 50 years would probably end up dying, almost. So he's sent to space to get this thing that will help Earth. And oh, this book was so good. I really enjoyed going from like the present of him being in the ship to them being in the past, where he's being recruited for this mission, and yada yada yada. And there was some surprising moments in the past, like revelations, and I was like, oh, okay. But guys, this book was so good. I recommend the audiobook so much. When the main character is up in space, he sees this other like spacecraft, and he's like, oh, who are you? And he meets an alien named Rocky, and I loved Rocky. I love Rocky. He was like this handed guy. I was trying to figure out how to visualize him, because he was described with like a lot of hands. I think he had 4 fingers. So I imagined him as this big circle with a whole load of hands around him. He was so great. The main character was so smart and like developed a language between them, or like for him to understand Rocky. It was so good, guys. I almost cried a few times. It was so good. I highly recommend. I give this book 4.5 stars. I almost give it 5. Almost. There was no reason that I didn't give it 5. It's just that I didn't. So good. Recommend. The next book I read was this absolutely stunning cover. This is Captain of the Fates by Catherine Weber. Yes, Catherine Weber. It's a beautiful map. A beautiful map. This is kind of like it's a spin-off book of the original Twin Crowns trilogy. I give this book 3.5 stars out of 5. So it follows the main character, this guy Marino, who is the original trilogies. So there's 2 sisters of that trilogy who are the main characters, and one of those sisters' best friend's brother is the main character of this one, and he is a sailor. He lives for being on the water, and in this book there is an illness that befalls his sister, and he has to go find the cure in an island far away. And his only instructions was, you'll know. Bitch, if someone said to me, you'll know, for like an antidote for if one of my relatives or something was dying, I would be like, what do you mean, you'll know? They were literally like, you'll know it when you see it. I could have slapped them. But yeah, he goes on this adventure. There is a mermaid. Oh my god, guys, I got the plot twist like fucking 10 pages in. was so effing obvious, the plot twist. I did enjoy this book. I like these characters, these authors writing. Jesus Christ, Sarah. Catherine Webber and Catherine Doyle are the authors of the original 3 books. So I enjoyed this. The romance was okay. It did the job. Yeah. Sorry. I think my brother is awake. But yeah, when Marino goes to this island, he meets this woman who is a baker, and he's like instantly attracted to her. And there's a few POVs actually. There is Marino, there is the mermaid woman, and there's the baker lady. So he goes on this hunt to find this antidote. And yeah, it was a solid book. I'm glad I read it. But yes, that one. The next book I read was another Lisa Jewell. This was such an interesting book. It doesn't give you a lot. It gives you so little in the synopsis, because it wants you, as the reader, to figure it out yourself. We're back. So it's the family upstairs. It was just a very interesting read. There was a lot of secrets, family secrets. So the main premise Mars, and somehow he survived. So he's trying to survive on Mars. And once again, it was funny. Andy Weir is a funny writer. It's witty. So it goes from his POV, the guy who's stuck in Mars, to the other astronauts who left him behind, and then to like base camp back on Earth, trying to figure out how to get the guy who's stuck in Mars, safely back to Earth. And I did enjoy it. Just once again, I didn't like the narrator, so I didn't vibe with the book as much, and I zoned out a lot. But I recommend. It was a fun time. Ish. I really zoned out for a lot of it, I'm not gonna lie. The next book I read was a very good read. A very good read. And the author that I possibly, I think is not better than Emily Henry, but this book changed it for me, to be honest. I really liked this book, and it was Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed this book. Annabelle Monaghan has a thing for doing like recently divorced with kids, main characters, and I actually really like it. So, what's her name? Ali. So, she is, a mother of 2, single, and she's very much in a slump in life. She has this job, which is a very interesting job, where she organizes other people's, like, pantries, as the Americans would say. They're pantries. But her life herself is not organized. She's like floating by. She doesn't get really ready in the morning. She doesn't take a lot in her appearance. But one day she takes off her wedding ring and she goes to walk her dog. And her dog pees on this man named Ethan. And it was just such a genuine romantic relationship that happened in this book. I really, really enjoyed it. And there was this twist that I did not see. And then from then on, I was like, I love this book. I really enjoyed it, and it was just like a natural progression of seeing someone, liking them, and then, starting a relationship-ish. And, what happened? Yes. Her mother passed away, I think 2 years previous, and her relationship with her mother was amazing. She had a very, very good relationship with her mom. So she was dealing with grief and, trying to figure out life alongside having kids and seeing someone or meeting someone she likes. And it was really good. It was really good, and I really liked the kids. I liked their relationship with Ethan. I just remembered something. So, obviously, the main character is going through a divorce. Her husband is a bit of a dickhead, and Ethan is a lawyer. There was one scene in here that there's actually 2, that I was like, yes, F you to the ex-husband. It was so good, because Ethan was like, they were doing like settlements of who should get what, and Ethan was like, yada yada yada, and then I was like, yeah, so that made me happy. So yeah, it was a good book. I really did enjoy it, and I highly recommend this book. So, if you take anything from this video, read this book and Project Hail Mary. The next book I read was another 4-star book. is a standalone contemporary fiction, romance, drama, family problems book. I really enjoy this. I took down so many quotes. There are actually some of them written up there. I'll tell you one. Wondering and questioning why things are the way they are, not accepting the present and permanent. They are all really solid ways to slow down progress. Jessa Hastings, the author of Magnolia Parks, that I had many issues with and that I also enjoyed. It was weird. I really enjoyed this. It had the same vibe of Magnolia Parks, but without the toxic, like, romantic relationship. It was just a toxic family. Oh my god, this family was ass. So bad. Basically, the main character, she lives in London, but she has to come back to North Carolina because her dad passed away. Her family, a bunch of absolute mother truckers. All of them. So she goes back to her house. Her brother is the only person that she had a real relationship with, Oliver. But Oliver is an alcoholic, and he has this coach that he brought with him named Sam. And Sam is a love interest. I really, really liked the main character, Georgia's and Sam's relationship. It was very good, and the main character, Georgia, is a goddamn detective. She's a detective. She reads body language, facial expressions, and you read about it from her head, obviously, and it was just so fascinating to read her analysing people. Yeah, it was so fascinating. But Georgia's mother and sister, her sister was just the worst human psychopath. Yeah, so she didn't have a good relationship with her dad again. They kind of sent her away when she was very young, like 15, 16 years old. So she hasn't really had a relationship with her family, besides them throwing her away. And Oliver also got cast away because he was gay, and they frowned upon that. God, there was a lot of homophobia by other characters in this book. But yeah, it was a good read. I really enjoyed it, and I recommend, if you didn't like Magnolia Parks, definitely give this one a go. But the family was just, they were so bad. Didn't like any of them. Even the brother Oliver at the end, I didn't like him anymore. I understand, but also the words have consequences, and Georgia was so forgiving. She was the most, like, non-passive aggressive main character ever. She was so lovely and going with the flow and forgiving, and it was good. What awaits you? The next book is one that I finished yesterday. It was my random library pickup book, which I try to do often. It was Errands and Espionage by Sam Cheetah. just shows up randomly to the house. Weird man. I think his name is Pete. Yeah. So Gabby, goes into training with the CIA people, and it gives slightly like Johnny English. This main character does not have a clue what she's doing. And oh my god, it actually annoyed me how much the other agents, the people who recruited her, like, expected her to know what she was doing, and they gave out to her when she did something wrong. I'm like, excuse me, she's only been at this job for 2 days. 2 days. Her job was to be an undercover, like, assistant in a little company, because the boss guy was doing a money laundering deal, I think, with the Russian mob. So she had to be the assistant and hear what was happening and then relay that information back to the CIA people. It was really funny. There was one scene in here with Gabby's grandparents, because they came to live with her for a small bit, that was genuinely made me laugh out loud. Because it had to do with, like, the main character, Gabby, her granddad, her new granddad, her grandmother got married very recently, Bert, and like a Russian mob guy, because he came to the house to threaten the main character, and it was so funny. It was so good. So, I actually recommend this book. It was a fun time. It was witty. It was random. It was unhinged. But I had a good time. So yes, the next book is a manga that I haven't finished yet, but I will this month. It is Saga, Volume 11. This is a sci-fi graphic novel series that is so entertaining, funny, uncensored. Very, very good series. I really enjoy it. I think I'm going to give this book 4 stars. I am just under halfway. Yeah. I recommend this series. I do. I do. The next book I'm listening to, that I have 2 hours left on, is called The Survivor Wants to Die in the End by Adam Silvera. This is the 3rd book in the what's it called? The First to Die series. That very, very popular book. It was released, I think, in 2017 or 2019, and I read that first book back then, and the 3rd book is only out this year, which is crazy. But I'm gonna give this book 4 stars probably. I really, really, really enjoy it. The narration is really good. Basically, if you don't know what this whole concept, this series is about, is there's this thing called a death cast, and every day people get like a call from these people. Oh my god, my phone's dying. No. So bad. Whoops. Okay. They get this phone call from these people who let them know that, hey, you're going to die today. We don't know how, we don't know when, but you're going to die today. And that's what it is. You sign up to be part of this death cast, he was made out to be like the bad guy at 9 years old. He is now 19. They're both 19 in this book, the two main characters. So he is suffering. He wants to, you know, not live anymore. He wants to get the death cast. Then we have the other character, which is the son of the guy who made death cast. And he has a very sheltered life. He has to have a bodyguard with him all the time because people are trying to kill him because he's the son of the guy who made the death cast. There's people like who are pro-naturalist who want to, you know, die naturally and not die because they got a phone call saying that they will die, and everyone who gets that phone call does die, end up dying somehow, somewhere, at whatever time. I really enjoy this series. I really enjoy the first two books, and I'm really enjoying this one. It's just really interesting. Like, the concept is so interesting and dystopian, and the main characters find each other in a unlikely situation, and it's very much like a trauma bonding moment. And I'm worried about one of the characters. I'm worried about both of them, to be honest. I'm worried about both of them, but I recommend this series. It's good. I enjoy it. The book that I'm currently reading, that was released yesterday, and I've started it. Guys, it's Releasing 10 by Chloe Walsh. It's in the Boys of Tommen series, and I'm on page 74. And the review I get for the book, Taming 7, was that there's no redemption for the main character of this book, Lizzie. Tell me why. Tell me why there is redemption for Lizzie. I absolutely despised her character in Taming 7 because Gibbsy, one of the main characters in the series, is my favourite guy. He is so top tier, and she was just absolutely terrible to him. But wow, yeah, it's traumatic. This book, this series is very much, once again, has a lot of trigger warnings for abuse. This one has a bipolar disorder and self-harm. There's a lot of triggers in this series, but it's such a good contemporary YA type of book series set in Ireland, which is so fun. But yes, guys, I don't